Hello, in this video I'd like to demonstrate the possibilities of multilingual no-code platform Tabbli and how is it related to real estate workflows. I use existing template. This template is mostly related to marketplace, but it also can be related to real estate tasks because in this area we have at least two or even more different audiences like a marketplace. Okay, I've created already the structure of units. Units is related to some properties, and we can see these properties. We have the name of unit. It's inserted. It's just pre-built property, should be exist in any way. We can use some unit number, some description. I'm not sure if needed, just to demonstrate the multilingual possibilities. It can have address, postal code, maybe some relation to applicants, relation one-to-many relation to landlord, which means any landlord can has more than one unit, so multiple units. Location is about geolocation, real geolocation with integration to Google Maps. Some price, I'm not sure now, per month or per day or per week or some other units of price, and some old price is just for marketing, just to show okay, old price is higher, just use current situation, it's profitable for you. All the data are related. It's a little bit similar to what you can see in the Airtable, but it has different types, validation of this data, and also it's multilingual, and I'm sure it's much more powerful. So for example, if some landlord is related, Alex is related, I click to this landlord, I can see everything about this profile. If I go back, I can see some guy who is applicant. I'm not sure if it should be exist here, but maybe no. This guy doesn't have any profile, but if I go to the different unit, I can edit any unit, any unit. I can change the address. I can change the point where it exists. Well, I can change the price, and I can put as many languages as needed, as many pictures as needed. Add more and more. I save my changes. If you need to change some of existing properties, you can do it yourself. You can ask us, because some of changes should be reflected on the dashboard of landlord or tenant or somewhere more, and also it could be related to some automation scenarios. As I have already mentioned, we have already two languages. The first language, and it should be default, English, and the second language is Chinese traditional. It already exists. And if to say about the data, you define yourself which type of data should be multilingual, because for example price don't need to be multilingual, but you see, the name should be multilingual, and maybe some other properties. Let's look properties, our property list. So I've just defined name should be always multilingual because we have a multilingual platform. it's mandatory and should be multilingual anymore. Description can be multilingual. I can edit it myself, or you can edit it. Or when you create the new property, you define should it be multilingual or not, or you can change it on the fly. Not always, but it's possible. So you can convert it to single language. Address and description are multilingual. Okay, let's look at this data. When I edit any record, we have already the tab Chinese, and these data are translated with the help of Google Translator. Description is I'm not sure if it's correct translation, but it exists. Okay, you can put this multilingual data and save. Also, each name, like alt tag for each picture, it could contain also a multilingual alternative text. Well, if I change something, I save. I didn't change, I cancel. And let's see on the public website. I'm logged in already, and I can see my profile here. And when I go to my profile, I can see my units. Well, both units are belong to me. If we edit any object, any unit, we can define who is landlord. So manually we can define, for example, Prem should be owner of this unit. If I save this data, and when I refresh, I can see only the one unit which belong to the landlord Alex. So everybody can register. It's already exists. It's already working. Everybody can log in, log out if they already exist, have some account, and everybody can add as many units as needed. And it's also possible to edit. For example, if I add some new unit, I should put all the data. This title is English name, Chinese name, unit number, description, English description, Chinese description, English address, Chinese address, and address related to Google Maps. Google Maps on the public website is not connected yet. It's working on the manage platform, on the manage interface yet, but it requires some key to connect to Google Maps services. Well, I'm back to the list, and also I can edit all of existing data. So at any time I can edit English description, Chinese description, everything I can edit on the public site. Maybe not everything. Maybe you will decide, okay, I don't like to. You will change the price, even it will be not shown here. So it's just your decision. Some of this data could be restricted by you. You can just allow them to add this data in this form, like new unit, but when they go into edit, it will be restricted for some limited features, some limited properties. By the way, pictures are not provided yet here on this interface. It should be improved, but it's easy, not so hard to implement. If I press on the title of the unit, I go to the page of this unit. It looks like already not so bad. If it contains more than one picture, it will be some gallery of pictures. It could be requested. As you see, we show the current price, some old price. If it needed, it's not required, not mandatory. Maybe somebody could like to request this item. It's not a feature now, but we can implement it, of course. So you can show some of those objects from your landlords. You can show it on your public website. You can change many different data. Maybe it could be done on the start page, like these items. Mm, like these items, instead of these items could be published just some units, and it could be listed like these items, so everybody can make some filtration by price, by some parameters if we need those parameters. And in general, the whole landing page of Easy Rentals can be created by Tabbli, can be used by Tabbli, and not needed to use some external different platforms, everything inside. And we can agree which of dynamic data should be published on start page, on different pages. We can make some demonstration for people, and let's look how we can see this English units version, but we can see also the Chinese version of units, so everything in Chinese, title, description, and everything is working. We can play with it, you can play with it. Of course, we need the correct translation of all the content of interface. We don't have so many interfaces, and maybe we don't need too many different interfaces for Chinese speaking people, but at least dashboard and communication even also can be done. Also, I'd like to show you to demonstrate how it works, the login process. I show it in the different browser. I'm not logged in here, that is why I go to sign in. But I cannot log in because I don't have, for example, I don't have account here. Then I go to the registration. Well, I put email, full name and password, and I can register. For some of our later stage, we can also connect through Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, or other social medias. But also we need a developer account there. You need for your domain. It should be related to the domain. It will be more easy for them to make the registration. Now I make registration, and it's okay. I already can see that I have already profile Max van Dijk. I click my profile, but as a landlord I don't have yet any unit, but I can create it. And what I'd like to show you, we have already a mail notification about new user has been registered. This notification has been sent for Max van Dijk for his email, and it also sent to me like I'm an admin for this website. But I also can add you personally as a recipient of those emails. Let's look how it works and how to change it. I open units, and for units I open options, and I open existing automation scenario. The existing scenario is new user registered notification. I open this scenario. This scenario is only contain only one step, but of course it can be much more complicated. I just go into edit this step, and what we can see, who is recipient of this email. A sender, I mean the guy who is registered, just registered. In this example is Van Dijk, Max van Dijk. I also add prem here, so you will also will receive this message And also you can change many things here: subject of email and message of email. Okay, I save it. So when you will be when you will going to register on this website, therentals.tabli.com, you will also get this notification as an admin. So you can add as many admins as you need. And of course, we need much more complicated workflows inside of this system. I open our existing users, and also I can see that Max Dyke is already exist, but he is not internal user and he is not administrator. He's just external user that can use own dashboard, and they can become landlord, they can become tenant, and they can become some vendor of services, and everybody will see own profile and own dashboard. Well, I hope already fine. Thanks for the attention, and bye.